Success is not a destination. It is a journey, one shaped not by random chance or fleeting opportunities, but by the deliberate patterns of thought and behavior we commit to daily. In Habits of Highly Successful People, the author doesn't hand us a map. Instead, he offers a compass, one that orients us toward inner character, integrity, and purpose. The journey begins with a simple yet profound realization: we are not victims of our circumstances. This truth, at once liberating and challenging, reminds us that proactive people do not merely react to life, they respond with intention. They understand that between the stimulus and the response lies a sacred space, the space of choice. And in that space lies our power to grow. Think of Viktor Frankl in a concentration camp, finding meaning even amidst suffering. Or a single mother, waking up at 5 a.m. every day to build a future for her children, not because she has to, but because she has chosen to rise. These are not extraordinary people. They are ordinary individuals making extraordinary choices. The first habit invites us to reclaim that power, to stop blaming, complaining, and waiting, and to begin building, acting, and becoming. Once we awaken to our agency, we are ready for the second habit: begin with the end in mind. This is not about obsessing over material goals, but about living from a place of deep purpose. Ask yourself, if you attended your own funeral today, what would you want people to say about your life? That question cuts through the noise of success defined by money, fame, or status. It forces us to look inward and define what truly matters. The most successful people are guided by a clear vision of their values, whether it's leaving a legacy of love, service, creativity, or courage. They script their lives not from a place of fear or imitation, but from authenticity. And that vision becomes a filter, helping them say no to what is urgent, and yes to what is important. With clarity of purpose comes the third habit: put first things first. This is the habit of discipline. It's easy to be busy, harder to be effective. A person can spend a whole life climbing a ladder, only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. This habit teaches us to prioritize not what screams the loudest, but what aligns with our highest goals. Picture a writer who turns down tempting gigs to protect quiet time for a book that no one else understands yet, but which he knows he must write. Or a parent who steps away from a promotion to be present during a child's formative years. These decisions often appear foolish in the moment, but over time, they yield deep and lasting rewards. Discipline isn't just about productivity, it's about living a life of intention, one choice at a time. These first three habits are deeply personal. They move us from dependence to independence, from being shaped by others to shaping our own destiny. But success is not a solo act, and so the journey expands, guiding us into the realm of relationships and collaboration. The fourth habit is think win-win. In a world obsessed with competition, this habit dares to envision a life of abundance. It says, your success does not diminish mine. It reminds us that relationships thrive not when one person wins and the other loses, but when both honor mutual benefit and mutual respect. Imagine two business partners who navigate conflict not by domination or avoidance, but by seeking outcomes that honor both their values. Or siblings who stop comparing and start celebrating each other. Win-win thinking is rooted in deep inner security. It's the mindset of people who know their worth and do not need to take from others to feel whole. But thinking win-win requires one more skill: seek first to understand, then to be understood. This is perhaps the most difficult, and most transformative, habit of all. In a noisy world, where everyone wants to speak and be heard, truly listening has become a rare gift. The author teaches us that empathy is not waiting for our turn to talk. It is entering another person's inner world and seeing through their eyes, without judgment or agenda. A successful leader listens deeply to employees, not just to fix problems, but to understand hearts. A loving partner pauses in conflict to ask, "What are you feeling right now?" before defending themselves. When people feel truly understood, they soften. They trust. They open up, and in that space, true collaboration can happen. With mutual understanding, we arrive at the sixth habit: synergize. This is where magic happens, where differences don't divide but multiply our strength. Synergy is not compromise, it is the creation of something new, something better, through genuine collaboration. In nature, it is the mycelium beneath a forest floor, allowing trees to share nutrients. In business, it is a team whose diverse talents merge to create innovation. In family, it is honoring each person's unique voice while building shared traditions. Synergy happens when ego steps aside and curiosity steps in. When we stop trying to control and start trusting in the process of connection. And finally, the journey culminates in the seventh habit, sharpen the saw. This habit is a gentle yet urgent reminder that we are not machines. We are living souls, bodies, minds, hearts, and spirits that require renewal. Highly successful people do not burn themselves out chasing achievement. They rest, they reflect, they nourish their inner lives. They meditate, exercise, read, create, pray, play, walk in nature, or spend time with those they love. They understand that self-care is not selfish, it is sacred. Without renewal, all other habits wither. But with renewal, life becomes a sustainable, joyful, and deeply meaningful endeavor. At its heart, Habits of Highly Successful People is not a manual for external achievement. It is a spiritual path, a call to align our inner world with our outer actions. Success, in this view, is not measured by what we have, but by who we are becoming. It is the unfolding of character, the refinement of intention, and the expansion of love. This journey is not linear. It is cyclical. We fall, we forget, we fail. But with each habit, we gain tools to return to center. We learn to pause and choose again. We learn to forgive ourselves, recommit to our vision, and realign with our purpose. These habits are not tasks to complete. They are seeds to plant, practices to return to, lenses to see the world through. Think of someone who lives these habits, not perfectly, but earnestly. Perhaps it's a teacher who uplifts generations with compassion and integrity, or an entrepreneur who builds not just wealth, but a mission-driven company that uplifts communities. Or a quiet elder, whose wisdom and kindness ripple across time through stories told by grandchildren. These people may never be featured in headlines, but their lives are luminous with meaning. They show us that success is not a trophy, it is a way of being. As we internalize these habits, we begin to see that we are not alone on this path. We are part of a larger tapestry, each of us holding a thread. The more we live from authenticity, the more we inspire others to do the same. The more we choose courage over comfort, empathy over judgment, discipline over distraction, the more we shape a world that is wise, compassionate, and whole. So the real question is not, how successful do you want to be? But rather, who are you becoming each day, by the habits you keep? Every thought, every choice, every action is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. Let your habits paint a life of purpose. Let them reflect the light within you. Because in the end, success is not something you pursue, it is something you attract by the person you become.